Welcome back to Quick Page Summaries English, where we break down the world's most impactful books to help you grow, learn, and improve your life. Today we're diving into The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel is a deeply insightful book that delves into the intricacies of how human behavior and attitudes toward money shape financial success. The central thesis of the book is that personal finance is more about how people behave with money than the technical skills behind managing it. Unlike traditional finance books that focus on formulas and strategies, Housel's work emphasizes the psychological aspects of money management. Chapter 1. No One's Crazy. This chapter begins by discussing how people make financial decisions based on their personal experiences. Since everyone grows up with a different understanding of money depending on their background, education, and environment, what may seem like irrational decisions to one person may seem completely reasonable to another. Housel highlights that even seasoned professionals may make decisions based on their emotions or subjective experiences rather than objective data. The book gives examples of how people's exposure to different financial environments leads to contrasting approaches toward money. Some people who grew up during prosperous times are more risk-tolerant, while those who experienced financial hardship are more cautious. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Luck and risk play major roles in determining financial outcomes. Housel explains how luck can help some people succeed, while risk can destroy even the best-laid plans. The stories of Bill Gates and his early success at Lakeside School are used to illustrate the role of luck. Had Gates not attended a school with computer access at such a young age, he may not have had the same opportunity to revolutionize technology. On the flip side, Housel presents the case of Bill Joy, a co-founder of Sun Microsystems, who benefited from opportunities similar to Gates, but with a much more risk-averse strategy. The chapter concludes by stressing that understanding the roles of luck and risk in our lives makes us more humble and careful in managing our finances. Chapter 3. Never Enough. This chapter focuses on the idea of contentment and the dangers of excessive greed. Housel explains how many people, regardless of their financial standing, often fall into the trap of never feeling like they have enough. He points out that many individuals have lost fortunes because they continuously pursued more wealth without knowing when to stop. The chapter uses examples from history, including Rajat Gupta, a highly successful businessman who was convicted of insider trading, to illustrate how greed can ruin lives. The takeaway is that achieving financial success should also involve knowing when to stop and enjoying what one has. Chapter 4. Confounding Compounding. One of the core messages in the book revolves around the power of compounding. Housel highlights how compounding, or earning returns on prior returns, is one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation. However, people often fail to grasp the importance of time when it comes to allowing their investments to grow. A striking example is Warren Buffett, whose success is often attributed to his brilliant investing skills. However, Housel points out that Buffett's greatest asset is time. He has been investing since he was 10 years old, which gave his investments time to compound into a massive fortune. The lesson is clear. The longer you let your money grow, the more it can benefit from the snowball effect of compounding. Chapter 5. Getting Wealthy versus Staying Wealthy. Getting rich and staying rich are two different skill sets. While getting wealthy often involves risk-taking, entrepreneurship, and investment opportunities, staying wealthy requires conservatism, humility, and the ability to avoid financial ruin. Housel illustrates this point through the story of Jesse Livermore, one of the greatest stock traders in the early 20th century. Despite achieving astronomical wealth, Livermore eventually lost his fortune because he failed to protect his gains. This chapter emphasizes the importance of risk management, preservation, and maintaining a sense of caution even after achieving success. Chapter 6. Tails, You Win. This chapter discusses how much of financial success is determined by just a few large outcomes, known as tail events. Most investment returns come from a few rare, outsized successes rather than steady, consistent gains. Housel uses the example of venture capitalists who expect most of their investments to fail, but a few of them become incredibly successful and make up for all the losses. This highlights the importance of accepting that failure is part of the game, and patience is essential when aiming for those few major successes. Chapter 7. Freedom. In one of the more philosophical chapters, Housel argues that the highest form of wealth is freedom. He defines freedom as the ability to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. The pursuit of financial independence, therefore, should be motivated by the desire to have control over your time and life. Many people work tirelessly to accumulate wealth, but if they are bound by the demands of their work, they are not truly free. Financial success should ideally lead to a life where time, not money, becomes your most valued resource. Chapter 8. Man in the Car Paradox. This paradox describes how people often buy luxury items such as expensive cars or designer clothes to signal wealth to others. However, those who see the flashy purchases are not thinking about how successful the person is, but instead imagining themselves owning such items. The takeaway from this chapter is that people often buy things to impress others, but the admiration they seek is rarely achieved because people are more concerned with their own desires. The lesson is to avoid spending money on things that are meant to impress others, and instead focus on purchases that bring personal satisfaction and joy. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. True wealth is what you don't see. People often equate wealth with material possessions such as big houses, luxury cars, and designer clothes. However, Housel argues that real wealth is invisible. It is money saved, invested, or put aside for future use. The chapter emphasizes the importance of financial prudence and understanding that people who display ostentatious wealth are not necessarily as rich as they appear. Financial security comes from savings, investments, and having enough for future uncertainties, rather than outward displays of affluence. Chapter 10. Save money. Housel stresses the importance of saving money, not for a specific goal, but simply for the sake of having it. Saving gives you flexibility and freedom, allowing you to take advantage of opportunities or weather financial storms. It is less about having a goal in mind and more about building resilience and optionality in life. Conclusion. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel brilliantly illustrates that financial success is less about technical knowledge and more about understanding human behavior. The book emphasizes the power of compounding, the importance of saving for flexibility, and the need to balance risk with conservative strategies. It teaches that humility, patience, and adaptability are critical to managing money wisely. Ultimately, wealth is not just about accumulating more. It's about freedom, peace of mind, and making decisions that align with your life goals. The key takeaway is that mastering the psychology behind money is what leads to lasting financial security and success. Thanks for joining me today. If you found this summary helpful and want to dive deeper into more transformative books, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join our community of lifelong learners and stay updated on our latest book summaries and insights. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. What principle from this book resonated with you the most? I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep reading and keep growing.